These are the top 5 mistakes people make when lifting their vehicle. I'm here to make sure you don't make those mistakes. If you do, it's on you. At the end, I'll go ahead and give you guys a bonus that most folks don't think about. The first one I wanted to talk to you about was tire and wheel size and lift size. Doing your tire size, I can't tell you how many folks have come to me and said, can I have a 35 on a leveled Ford? And there are ways you can make that happen, but they don't really think about that and think about the repercussions to that happening if you don't take those actual precautions to making that fitment fit. Tire world, it can get confusing because you got metric and standard sizings. Different people call them different things, but that metric size and the standard size, and when you got like a 275, 50, R20, and you try to match it up to a, say it's a 32, right? And you try to match it up to a 32, 1150 tire. Since I know before I started here, I would get so confused as to like what the heck an aspect ratio was and just all this different stuff instead of just height and width. And consult somebody that actually knows what they're talking about so that when you do come into picking a tire size out, you can understand or have somebody else understand for you. It's actually much simpler that a 325, I want to say width. This is how confusing it is. The 325, like 60, is not going to fit on a stock truck, right? Or even most lifted ones, to be honest with you. But when it comes down to it, you can be affected by the repercussions of not doing this, something like rubbing. Bad cases, for instance, I was working with a guy who did a F250 stock build, and he wanted 35s. It's much easier to make those fit on a F250, but just because it's easier to make them fit and you don't have to do as much trimming as a 150 or something like that doesn't mean it's going to work out. So say like a 33, 34, 35 and you can make those fit, you have a radius arm issue, and we've actually ran into problems with it actually rubbing the frame. That can cause actual driving problems, right? You don't want to be driving down the highway, turning, and then rubbing your radius arm. That is not a good thing to be doing. But you don't want to be taking somebody on a date and then turning into a lot and hearing it rub. I guess you could play it off and just say, this thing's a beast, but most of the time that's not going to happen. Obviously, if your wheel's too wide, you're going to experience that same thing, and if it's too tall, it's just not even going to fit in your wheel well. Same points go for tire, but do consult somebody before doing it. Have them go through that trouble of finding it out. Even if you're not buying with the person, you just have questions. Most folks are more than willing to go ahead and answer those for you. I know I am. I'll try to convince you to buy with me, but you don't have to at the end of the day. But we don't mark up our prices. If you're just buying stuff via our e-commerce or anything like that, you're gonna get the same price, if not better pricing than most places. Go ahead and have somebody like myself or my aftermarket team go ahead and help you out with that. So to wrap up, point number 1, when it comes to lift size, always consult somebody that knows what tires, wheels can go in what size lift. And what can go in stock, what can go in leveled, what can go in a 6-inch, a 14, what your capabilities are. That leads right into our second point of price point. When it comes to price shopping, we've ran into a lot of mistakes. These mistakes have happened where people just shop by price point. We've had folks come and say, I want a 6-inch lifted truck with 35s on 22s and I want it for $6,000. It's like, all right, now I have to find the most crappy lift system, the most crappy tires, the most crappy wheels. Say, let's bump it down to 5. I'm really looking at the stuff that is lower end of the market. And if you're the type of person that wants something that is comfortable riding and good quality, and you want to spend a little bit of money, your range isn't that much, I'll work with you. Like, I will try to find the best thing for you quality wise if you are able to, either come up a little bit more from that or you're willing to sacrifice that lower ride quality. But if you aren't, recognize that if I tell you like, we're going with a spacer kit, also just do your research beforehand coming in, because a spacer kit is not a comfortable ride comparatively to a shock. At least you are losing a lot of that stock ride quality. But when you come to me and I price that out for you, and then you leave and you're like, what the heck did you just give me? And then you come back and I'm like, I gave you what you told me you could pay for. If you aren't willing to work with me on that, I would say just save your money. If it's something to where we gotta lower your kit to go with a nicer quality kit for you, I will advise that. Because if we can go to a 4, it's decently easy to go from a 4 to a 6. If the 6 is out of your price range right now, let's bump down to a 4 just so that we can get to the right quality. That way we can save on the quality of the wheels and tires instead of, sacrificing the entire build and having to restart from scratch. Heading to mistake number 3, one that can cause the most problems and honestly the most financial crisis of them all for you, is recognizing if you are doing this work for yourself, or before you do this work with anybody, including us, have us do a 30-point before, or inspect it yourself. Get a friend that's tech to come to your house and inspect it. See whether or not you got to replace your ball joints, whether or not your upper control arms are unstable, whether or not you would be advised to have a steering stabilizer, check your steering components. Also, if you got an older vehicle, check your frame, because if you do lift this, when you're lifting a vehicle, one of them lifts that you just crank up, you're good doing that, but check your frame either way, because if your frame is rusted out and you put all that tension on one spot, you will see issues happen. It gets dangerous. Even if your frame doesn't bend, but you had something wrong with your UCA or upper control arm, and then you lift it up and you're driving, your UCA is old, then that thing, the ball joint collapses, and then you got a whole mess of a problem. I've quoted somebody $8,000 because they tried to lift the vehicle themselves and then realized that they had a lot of problems and we had to go fix it. So it does not only cause a hazard for your health if it's rusty and stuff isn't up to par, but also it can cause a big shot to your bank. So go ahead and get that checked. Mistake number 4, one that I have personally actually considered doing, and then I saw it happen firsthand as to why not to do it. Backyard mechanic. If you've got a neighbor or a small shop and you go in, they quote you, $500 to lift your vehicle and they promise everything is gonna be fine. Unless you've seen the quality of somebody else's kit from them and you know for a fact they do good work, don't be a test dummy. Don't be the one that goes in there, goes to your neighbor and figures out, I'm now driving on a station wagon from 1830. What just happened? You're investing a ton of money into this truck. I mean, mentally and financially, you've invested a ton into this vehicle, right? You want it to come out perfect. You want that to happen, come to these specialists, come to people that do this every day, tens of times a day, because at the end of the day, it'll come out near perfect, and if it isn't perfect, we'll fix it for you. So come to us, come to somebody that is high quality. Krietz Customs does it more than everybody, so I'm always gonna say come to us, but if you've got somebody that does it a lot, and you've seen the quality of their stuff, go to them. Be willing to pay the labor for it. You're investing a lot. Don't invest even more into it because it is broke down. All right, mistake number 5. So when it comes down to maintenance on your vehicle, you've got to recognize you just lifted your vehicle, put massive wheels and tires on it. It's gonna drive different, right? Those wheels and tires are gonna drive different. The suspension system is gonna be working differently now. Future maintenance on it. So many times I've seen people come in here and they've got bald tires in the front and perfectly fine tires in the rear. I will always tell them it is not the tire. Get your tires rotated. If it's not every oil change, do maybe every 2, 3. It's not too crazy expensive, but it will save the heck out of your tires. And also, mount it and balance them. If you figure there's a problem with your tires and wheels, you feel anything that's just off, get it remount and balance. Always go to a road force mount and balance whenever you're doing off-road wheels and tires. If you don't, first of all, your beautiful wheels that you just invested 15 to 20 grand on could get severely scratched just because road force balances are touchless. Other balances, mountain balances, are not. Then suspension wise, obviously keep going with your oil changes. I'm not saying don't do that. Doing aftermarket doesn't stop you from doing that. But you've got a lot of different components in here like shocks, your springs. If it's a combo, it's coilover. Make sure you recognize shocks need to be replaced depending on what you're doing. If you're going off-roading, whenever it starts feeling rough on the highway again, you'll feel it. When your shock is just not dampening the way that it's supposed to and oil isn't moving the way it's supposed to, it's gonna be a lot rougher than the day that you purchased it. And so a shock replacement isn't the most expensive thing in the world. You just gotta pay for the new shocks you got. If it's too much, go down. There are plenty of shocks in the world. If you want something more high quality, go up in quality. If you plan on going on a different big trip, maybe the last ones didn't last you as long, go up in quality. Go to a 2.5. If you're real serious about off-roading, go to a 3.0 racer from Fox. And when it comes down to it, rough country's got a lot of different shock options. You can upgrade, downgrade from there. That being said, they do need to be replaced. Do remember that. If you're highway driving or off-roading, whenever it feels like it's getting rougher, do a shock replacement. It'll go back to normal. Steering stabilizers, same thing. They will go bad after a little bit. I'm talking tens of thousands of miles, guys. Even hundreds of thousands, and depending on what shock you go with, those parts do rust. And so if they are exposed like that and you're not cleaning them, they're metal. They're gonna rust like anything else. Keep your truck clean after you go mudding. I've made that mistake before. Actually, I recently made that mistake. I just, kind of blew it off for a little bit, and luckily it didn't go too far, and I got my truck clean, but it is starting to rust in a spot. Really quick bonus one for you guys, and a very important one that is never talked about. Whenever you go ahead and get a lifted vehicle, go check your extended warranty on your vehicle from the dealer. make sure that they did not void it. Because if they did, you'd be thinking that you're driving around in a warranted vehicle when you're absolutely not. Go get it checked. If it is voided, come on back to us. We are gonna warranty these parts for you. We offer that here at Krietz Customs. Not everybody does, but we offer a 30-month, 30,000 mile warranty on these parts. But if you want to warranty the entire vehicle, a lot of times dealer discretion will cancel that out. If you don't have the warranty anymore and they voided it, we have one we can offer to you guys once you get it lifted. So come on back, cancel your other one, come to us, and we will go ahead and give you, actually, I've heard the sales guys say it, a much longer warranty. And so we'll cover all those lift components and everything like that and cover your truck for you. Those are the top 5 and 6 mistakes folks make when lifting their truck. I've told them to you, I'm out of the ball game. If you make them, it's on you. Do consult people because you can very easily avoid that. We'll talk to you guys next time. We've got goals as big as our trucks. Here at Krietz Customs, we have a very special announcement at the end of the year. We hit 50,000 subscribers. One of you will go ahead and win a set of Fury tires and fuel wheels for your vehicle. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Follow along through the entire year to learn more and to get a chance at winning some wheels and tires.